What is up, everyone? I'm here with Kumar. We're gonna be reacting to nobody wants to watch Twitch on or streams on Twitch anymore. Let's see what the video's about.
It's gonna be a good summer, all right? Right after tour, going to argue my ball. I'm leaning towards doing it on YouTube, but I ain't completely ruled out Twitch yet.
When I don't have to think about stream and I could just film, bro, it's like depending on where I'm at and what it is, it's so freeing. Like time zones, I don't have to be like, oh wait, I gotta wait till 12 p.m. so that this time zone works with this. Is there a connection? I gotta walk around with a Sterling. You could just film. We went to the city. We just filmed. It was vibey, bro.
We're taking away your 70-30 soon if you don't meet these requirements. I've been streaming on this site for almost 7 years, helping it out so much. Obviously they made me, right? Whatever. But now you're gonna take more percent of my Twitch revenue. I'm gonna be honest with you.
So, what he's referring to is that for people who are part of the legacy program, they have a 20 or 70-30 split. So it's not 50-50 compared to people who just recently made it to partner, where you have to earn your way to the 70-30 split for each sub you get. Those who made it like beforehand in the legacy program, whenever they get a sub, they don't have to work their way up to that because they had already made it. So that's what he's referring to in that scenario.
So like the pay cut, the commission was like increased from the Twitch commissions increased from 30% to 50%.
Yeah, so like a lot. That's why some people came to Kick originally, like not the smaller ones, is because the cut on Twitch was just insane. Because they're like, what you mean I only get 50%? So, I think that's when Twitch or Amazon took over, and it went from 70 to 50%. And they're like, that's too much of a cut. I'm not getting anything from this. And so, for example, if I give a Prime sub, um, it's like 250 they get, and if you someone gives you a regular sub, it's like $3 they get. If they're only affiliate. So, and if you're partner, you only still get that amount until you hit a certain threshold. So you don't get 70% right away. You have to first earn your way to 60% and then 70%. So, and these people are part of like the legacy, so their contract is supposed to guarantee them the 70% off bat without having to work their way up there. Because the thing is, with the earning your way to 60 to 70, gifted subs don't count. It's direct subs. So, like, that's why they get really upset about this. Because, I mean, these people, like, you can see that they get a lot of subs, but it's like the smaller people, they don't get as many subs. So, it's a lot harder to get that threshold from 50 to 60 or 60 to 70. Kick moderation is just better. Twitch is crazy. I feel like the Twitch moderation, I don't even know how someone could contact Twitch. Like, I feel like you always have to call them out on Twitter. And that's if you have a big enough audience. Because if you're small, who's actually going to notice you? Make a big kerfuffle about it. So yeah, that's what they're talking about in this scenario.
I don't know what the Twitch is doing, but they are the absolute worst at giving.
What you just said?
Directly. I said that I, if I remember correctly, I did contact Twitch directly sometime in the past, and they did responded. But like at that time, the platform was not that much popular to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was an easy going at that time. And then like the platform became popular, and I noticed that it was already like taken over by Amazon. Twitch, it was already taken by Amazon. So the first thing they did, the first uh, you know uh, the big move which they did after acquiring Twitch was that they stopped indefinite wards, which was a feature in your the accounts which are not affiliates. So they used to allow indefinite wards like video on demands
Mm-hmm.
on Twitch. The first thing they did was they only limited it till 15 or 14 days or so.
Mm-hmm.
So first they did like so from that move, I understood is that like Amazon was like trying to cut costs of the platform because the platform was not making much profit, or either that or that the platform, even if it is making profit, it is not enough for them. So that I understood like that is going to be like the future of the Twitch platform from there on. And it was like, I think it was 1 or 2 years ago. I think if I remember correctly, 1 or 2 years ago it happened. And then I saw like all this they like reduce the security in the Twitch cons and everything, and then that fiasco happened. And afterwards, like yeah, this which is I'm listening to is like they are increasing their commission from 30% to 50%.
Yeah. So yeah, for the
Yeah.
Twitch VODs, unless you have Prime, it's very limited how long you have it. So yeah, that's one of the big things. Is like you kind of have to. I don't know if Turbo also increases it, but you kind of have to pay your way to have a longer time period with your VODs. So
At this point of time, like who cares about Twitch? Like
mm,
honestly, like even though like if even if you ask those who are not affiliates or partners, they will say like there's no exposure in there compared to Kick. Twitch has lesser exposure, and like of course they have more categories to stream compared to Kick, but like still like the you won't get exposure in that. You won't get exposure in that
it's
if you're
just
starting out in there.
it's just a lot of
And
people.
like
A lot of people are the brand awareness for Kick is a lot better. Like yeah, they have this reoccurring issue about the payouts, right? But as a consumer, they're not really worried about that. They just like how the Twitch platform is set up, right? And the streamers are the ones who have to deal with it, right? Because like unless they're telling them, "Oh, you know we only get 50% of the subs, right? That it's better to just donate as a tip or something like that." Um it's like it's up to the streamer to inform the audience like yeah, like subs don't really give us that much money. Um but like there's a lot more exposure on Twitch once you make it um compared to on Kick, and Kick had a really bad rep when it first came out because what it allowed initially. So
yeah,
it's like
it
they
allowed
have
gambling games. Yeah.
yeah.
It allowed gambling games.
And so a lot of people still be like bleep Kick and all that. They hate Kick a lot. Like there's still so much bad rep over Kick, or a lot of people don't even try to even look into Kick. So it's just like it's hard to get people to even uh look at Kick while they give like no ads and stuff like that. So
Yeah, you have pretty soothing background noises. It sounds like birds are chirping, right?
oh, I was fixing my mic. Fixing my mic.
Revenue to creators.
Now, I don't know about y'all, but whether it be through clip or tweet, I've been seeing more and
Anyway,
more
so
streamers.
yeah, and like if you look into the dark side of Twitch, like there were things like yeah, so like the people who wanted to be affiliates, and like there were kind of a dark stuff that were going on, like they used to make these kind of like uh you know affiliate networks where like people used to stream, and the network, like the whole people of that, like network, like the group or the Discord server, what they used to do, they are humans, but like they're not bots, but they are humans, but like they used to have this kind of like uh, uh, view trains view trains, or you know um, an event, kind of a like an event, like every person will get like 3 days of like some whatever the criteria was, like the 3 days of this hours of like 100 viewers, and all these 100 viewers were streamers themselves who were like watching vouching for like being an affiliate. right? So these networking groups or a Discord servers were there. Now, of course, the streamer eventually like became the affiliate, but at what cost? They were not real viewers to begin with. So after they got the affiliate, nobody cared about them, and like they got the affiliate, and now they are sitting with the affiliate Twitch account, and suppose somebody like donate some kind of gifts or something, or like directly just subscribes to their channel or something, right? Even then they will get like 30% cut from the Twitch. Like if they like took it directly through some other payment options such as for coffee, or like PayPal is risky right now, but like coffee, or what was the other one? Stream elements. Yes, stream elements. So that would actually like reduce the transactional charges at least. And when you talk about PayPal, they take a lot of transactional charges. Like when I do international transactions, and like when I compare if I do the international transaction through my bank directly or through the PayPal, usually it is always cheaper through PayPal because they give an updated value of whatever the conversion of that transacted currency is. So like my bank is like they go like a 1 month back kind of a transactional values when converting currency. So like uh, directly payment from the bank is like uh, they they charge the fees. Of course, they charge the fees. Even then, they take the conversion value, which is like 1 month back, not the current conversion value as per the market rate. So like for that purpose, like I like PayPal, like paying internationally or like receiving any kind of freelance work payments from the freelance work internationally. I like PayPal much better compared to like directly receiving in the bank account through Swift. Right. So like last time I received the payment from Google, and the transaction charges itself through the Swift was like huge. And and Google has a policy of like always trying to like pay the uh, their the ones who is working with them is through like through the Swift payment systems. And like the charges of the Swift transaction is huge. And they do not to utilize other services such as PayPal or other things to like give you payments, and which is quite an issue. And like, but yeah, like it is what it is what it is. So like,
Okay.
yeah, that's
Streamers talk bad about Twitch slash streaming these past couple of weeks, whether it be the monetization issues, discoverability issues, the creativity issues, and
and
hell, the
like
platform
if I remember
issues. It
correctly,
seems as though
Twitch
there
also like now it has like issues with like Indonesian servers right now, if I remember correctly. So like the Indonesian servers of Twitch, it's not totally load balanced. So like when most of the Indonesian streamers stream in Twitch, the the stream lags, or like the stream just doesn't happen. The stream never gets telecasted to begin with. And so like in most of the Asian countries, like the performance of Twitch servers in those areas is like iffy kind of a thing.
Mm, okay.
has been a concerted
Yeah, I know how on Kick you said like because you're in India you can't get payouts from them directly, so you would have to use like Ko-fi or PayPal to do something, or unless I think even Ethereum said like you would have to use a party person where they get the payouts for you, and they would give you the money afterwards using like Chime or something like that. So those are basically two options you have. So
And I'm not doing that. It's a financial loophole to go into that.
so yeah. So
effort for content
Yeah.
creators to transition from streaming and
I
making their
mean,
content over
rather than
to,
having a
just
middleman to like transfer the funds to me, I rather like receive payments in crypto. which is like works internationally, regardless of what kind of payment system that country has.
Okay.
Additionally, setting up a
Yeah,
video
like
camera and making a YouTube video. And boy, oh boy, does
I utilize this for making
Cleopatromar
payments for
feel
freelance work,
vindicated.
not an issue. Just that I do not cash it into like my own country's currency. Like I'm just utilizing it like to store value, and like if the time comes for like retirement or something, I will like sell all those cryptos and like give whatever tax it is. Right now it is 30%. Maybe it will be like 50%. I don't know. But like whatever the tax is, I will give it to it, and like I will take it out all the crypto assets.
Okay.
This is the stuff that I was talking about last year. Streaming was in a troublesome place, and not based off of what these gurus are saying, but it's becoming less and less of a viable option as a way for content creators to get their entertainment and their form of content out. And I've got to explain why and what's to happen next. If you haven't already, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. It goes a long, long way for the channel. I want us to get so big one day that all of us.
A lot of things.
But you just said.
Things we discussed. Yesterday, we discussed a lot of things. From the game development to the technical side, and AIs, as well as the Vtuber, how to puppeteer Vtuber with AI, LLMs, local LLMs like SLMs, and so many things we have discussed.
Are collectively gathering around our televisions and our phones to watch an Omizi video and matching sweaters. Now,
also, like,
back into the video. Twitch has honestly had a
share some one paper with you. It's like it's a very interesting paper. Isn't like this paper actually discusses about this thing, how the LLMs, basically in layman's word, AI, different AIs, actually work together to avoid oversight systems. So, like, you see, this paper. It was published recently, like last year, right? It was published recently last year. So basically, what they do is like there are agents who are working together, right, to do some tasks, right? There are agents who work together to do some tasks, and like what they what they are doing is like there is an overseer. Normally, it is a human who sees the working of the AI system, and like once the agents are working together, like to build some application or to build an app or something, this overseer like looks around and what these agents are doing. Someone is compiling, someone is like planning the architecture, someone is like testing the things, and other things. Like the overseer just sees what is going on, all that, right? Now, this paper showed that most of the cases, what happens is like these different agents will actually like have this kind of internet kind of relationship with each other, and they will hide their errors, or like or they will like uh, cheat cheat, like they say that they have done this task, but actually they have not done this task, and they are like collaborating with each other to actually avoid being shown to the overseer. Like they are just lying through their teeth at this point. So that this paper discusses about that. It's a very funny paper, but like it's like humans even do that. Like if you go to like in any organization and other thing, like even humans do that. They typically collaborate the lower managerial uh, people. They collaborate with each other in order to like satisfy the upper management. But in doing so, they also like hide the things which the errors which they have done, and also like cover up things and other things. And so, yeah.
Was my video not going through your side this whole time?
What do you mean?
I've been reacting to a video this whole time. I just realized you could not see my screen. I was just like, dang, how's he talking a lot about this? He's not even seeing what I'm seeing.
You even say something.
Yeah, I know. But I was just like, you weren't even. I was just like, dang, how's he going off on these tangents? You're not. I was just like, I'm only 2 minutes into the video. I'm like, you weren't even watching the video. So, okay, that makes a lot more sense now.
A quick dissension in my eyes. Just a couple years ago, hell, even last year, people were running to get their hands on some sort of device that would help them go live and stream. Whether it be a backpack, whether it be a desktop, whether it be a Samsung phone, people wanted skin in the game. Platforms like Twitch and Kick created the idea that streaming could become a full-time job, and it was easy. Anybody could just fire up a desktop, create some content, and people would watch. So Best Buys and Micro Centers were filled with people getting their hands on some sort of desktop. That's why you can't get any computer part in 2026 without basically paying for the equivalent of a used car or making a deal with Tony Soprano. But now the investment seems to not be paying off, and even creators like Dub, DDG's brother, say that they are running back to YouTube. First of all, we have to start with the money aspect. Just last month, Twitch put out some sort of documentation stating that the legacy creators who are under a 70-30 split have been moved down to what.
But this is what I was referring to.
Yeah, I already told everything about it. Like I
Yep.
told the history and the geography of
Yeah,
everything.
no, I know.
How this
I'm just saying, you know, that's what I was talking about. So.
What they now call a plus program. For those of you who didn't know, coming into Twitch, you would be on some sort of 50-50 split, and then once you worked your way up to certain thresholds, you would then go into a 70/30% split. And then bigger creators have some sort of sweetheart deals. You know, Kai Cenat has a different sort of split than somebody else with like 2,000 subscribers. But ultimately, this was a decent pay threshold. But now what this is saying is that they have taken away 70-30 splits from a bunch of different creators, taking them down to 50-50, effectively kneecapping their earning potential, and people are pissed off about it.
So this is what I find to be very funny here is that Twitch apparently is going out and taking away people's subcontracts, right? So they're going away, they retain 70% split on subs. It's unclear whether it's in perpetuity. So Twitch is finding its new way to make money, and its new way to make money is by effectively just taking more money away from the streamers. That's it.
You want to hear something up?
I
lost my 70-30 split on Twitch. Yeah, I woke up to an email. Twitch took away my 70-30 original esports contract that I had. I don't know why. I have no idea. The 70-30 that I've had since streaming on this platform. I love streaming on a platform for 10 years, 12 hours every single day for them to just take something away that I've had since I've been partner. F***ing annoying. I actually hate this website, and I hate Dan Glancy, stupid, ugly creep.
Now, for anybody that can't do it,
Okay, what were you saying?
I was asking as in like they are taking out the legacy plan as well.
Well, yeah, that's what I was telling you before. Yeah, the legacy. That's why everyone's upset, because that split is the legacy plan. Like, because then you have to work your way to getting that split. So that's why everyone's upset about it. And it's
I'm talking about existing people who had the legacy plan. They are taking that out as well.
yeah, that's what I'm referring to. Yeah, anyone who has that legacy plan, they no longer have it because they have to work their way to partner. Like, they have to keep that every year, get that partner goal threshold. Like, so, you know, affiliates 50%, right? Once you reach partner, you know, you get that badge, right? But partner, there's 100 direct subs, you get 60-40, right? And then like 300 direct subs, you get 70-30 or something like that. So, like, I don't know how many times you have to reach it throughout the year, but that's why they're upset, because it's like their contract was a guarantee. They don't have to work their way up for that. But it's like some people can, some people can't. It's just, it really all depends on their audience, because again, a lot of people get more gifted than the rec subs. So, it's like, well then, because like over here, like on Kick, like if someone gives you a gift sub, you can't direct sub. I don't know if the same applies on Twitch. So it's pretty perfect considering the fact that they already bombarded you with ads, and now it's basically a shill with predatory behavior towards both the creator and viewer. Yeah, and so that's why I was mentioning that like if the creator wants more, like we talked about, like Ko-fi, Stream Elephants, Patreon, or something like that, they have to tell the audience to donate that way instead of just like the sub ways. But if you don't get a sub, you're gonna have to watch ads unless you have Turbo. So it's, yeah, that's why they're getting upset about this. But at the same time, Twitch is the biggest streaming platform besides YouTube, but YouTube is like all around platform, content platform. So people like Twitch for like the stream stuff. So it's not like you could just like go back to the, it's like you have to really force your audience to be like, go to Kick, go to YouTube, go to TT. Now you're taking account they don't want to fix the VBot issue because it only benefits them to do so. But I mean, you're pretty set if you're a legacy contract before they took it away. It's up to creator to make sure they invest correctly, keep the cash. No, that's the thing though. Just because you're a legacy contract, that's like if you got partner before a certain time, like you could be locked into that legacy, but it doesn't mean that you're getting the big numbers like all these other creators. Like you could still be getting like smaller amount of subs. So, and some people don't invest their money, they spend it. So it's like you gotta take that into consideration. So
Any calculator math out there. Let's just say you made $2,000 on Twitch for that month. The difference between splits is $1,400 with the 70/30 and $1,000 with the 50/50. Now, if this was just a one-off pissing off of creators, this would be a different situation. But we have also seen a decline in ad revenue across Twitch as a whole.
My Twitch dashboard for the first time yesterday, my advertising revenue is down 95%. Let me show you.
dang.
I'm going to show you because I don't give a
This ad revenue? Sheesh, how am I even supposed to read this? Is that like $6?
I know how to.
That's $6 they're getting?
Uh,
Or is this something
yeah,
else? This looks like
6.5.
stocks.
US stocks. Let's see what's the stock name.
Sound AI?
From
Not
Nasdaq, it is now SoundHound AI Incorporated. So SoundHound Incorporated, they're trading at like 6.52 USD.
Mhm.
I don't know this. He's using TradingView platform.
Mm.
Seeing the US markets. Yeah.
I'm not talking about just overall saying that they don't want to fix certain issues. Oh, I was talking to someone on Kick, that's why. They don't want to fix certain issues because yeah, I mean obviously that's why. Because if it doesn't benefit them, why would they want to fix it? They'll say they'll try to fix it, but they're gonna take their sweet time, quote unquote, fixing it. So
shit. I'm fucking transparent. Let me show you guys something. I average about $100 to $200 a day in ad revenue, right? 5 days.
that's 200. How long does he stream? That's a lot. 200. That one went down. Dang he. Oh my. That is a
Yeah.
huge.
The time of streaming actually doesn't matter. It's the time of entertainment you provide or the value you provide during whatever time you stream or whatever
No,
amount of time you stream.
it's okay
I'm
because
talking
some
about
people some people don't put a lot of ads, so that's why I said how long does he stream? Because if you don't have a lot of ads, right? Let's say you only have 1 minute every hour,
look,
and
ads like ads anyways makes pennies. It's not like ads make much revenue to begin with.
uh-huh,
It's mostly the subscriptions and the gifts which makes money.
yeah, but this is just the ad rev. Look, he's looking. That's ad rev. That's not from direct sales or anything. So that's why I'm saying, like, you said it makes pennies, but depending on how big his audience, it could be that he's making that much, even if he's not doing a lot of ads. Because, like, let's say you have like 10,000 people in your chat. It's like,
Look, understand this. When you're looking in kind of like a solopreneur or like a businesses or like even like big businesses, you have to consider what is his expenses compared to what revenue he gets. So mostly like we just take it out in the percentage. The simplest form is like we take it out in the percentage. So the amount of money he is spending and the amount of revenue he's getting from ads is usually like in a very small percentage.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. I'm trying to figure out because someone told me once. Someone's like, "Oh, I had 300 people stay for ads, and I had like ads on. And I only got $5. So I'm just trying to figure out how many people you have to have for 200. This was before the apocalypse. How many people you would have to have during October to get $200 in a day? That's all I'm asking. So technically, most people don't want to bot their streams, but not a lot of people on Twitch rate into lower viewers to keep the community
Not
more
even
tight.
talk about botting as well. I'm not talking about illegal or unethical method. It's just that the amount of equipment as well as the amount of expense he had to do that stream for that long of a time, and then you like deduct uh, whatever expense he had with, and then you see whatever he gets revenue from the ads. It's usually a very small percentage, right? And it's usually the cases with YouTube and as well as any streaming platforms. That is why when we talk about ads, ads are usually more profitable with websites because yes, you pay an upfront some amount of money. Like people do not use websites, like they do not go for the websites and they just go for like a YouTube channel or like a Twitch or something, some kind of thing. But then you invest a lot of money in your equipment to do all those things, which is actually more than what you pay to just like get a hosting service and a domain for a website.
Mm. Twitch as a
So so
Twitch, Twitch as
so
a
you have to like calculate. Yeah, so you have to calculate as in like yes, so suppose you are spending some amount of money in a year for like hosting the website as well as like keeping the domain, right? You're spending some amount of money, and in that year, how much revenue you get as per the ads, right? As per the ads, you how much you get. Usually, it is a very large percentage. It is a very large percentage of how much you have made the revenue, and it is a very less percentage as in how much you have like spent to like keeping that site up running and like even like posting content on that.
Twitch as a company has always lost money. It only exists because Amazon subsidized it as a loss leader. Okay.
Yeah, like most of most of the streaming platforms or even like the video service platforms are at a loss. You take out the balance sheets of Alphabet as well as and check out what they did with as well as the balance sheets of Google and how they are like working with YouTube, like and like compare it. YouTube is not making any profit to begin with, and that is why they started like trying their level best to like move out like they tried their level best to like fight with these ad blockers such as Origin or like browsers which block the ads natively, and they tried to like fight these kind of like technologies which blocks ads so that their ads will be shown regardless of that, or that they will just not give you the service if you have that those ad blockers on, right? So yeah, like and in any ways, like they are not making profit, and when they are not making profit, it is the small percentage of the people who are actually like using ad blockers. They are targeting them, thinking that it will give them enough money. But like even if you like remove all the people who are using ad blockers in YouTube, you won't get that amount of your revenue which you think you will get.
I think YouTube is the only platform that makes money, but only started in recent years, and they have the best analytics to sell ads with. Okay.
No, Uh, I do not say that Google Ads is bad. Their analytics is bad. They are very good. I'm not saying that it's bad. It's just that ads work on certain kind of platforms, whether it will be your website or whether it be your Google searches or whatever it is. But like it will not work on the YouTube kind of a channel, or sorry, not a channel, the YouTube kind of a platform which provides video services. For video services, you have to strategize differently. The ad model will not work in YouTube.
A week, you're talking about $600-700 a week. You're talking about $2,800 a month. You know, $3,000 a month. I make about $8,000 a month on average, and sometimes 9, right? So it's about 40% of my, sometimes 50% of my income. I'm averaging $15 fucking dollars in ad revenue. I'm disabling ads. I can't disable all of them. Nobody can. They automatically run. But I'm just going to stop fucking anything I have because I don't know what's going on.
With lower revenue per ad, this is having creators run more ads, which is turning Twitch into the platform that everybody hates because it's basically just another branding ground. Every time you click on somebody's stream, you get hit with 8 unskippable ads, and then you can only watch about 1.5 minutes of content before you're hit with another 6 unskippable ads. It's actually unwatchable how many ads are on Twitch nowadays. Now, Twitch has heard these complaints and figured out ways to circumvent this. So they've come up with a solution to help everybody. They've made a new sponsorship program that basically says, hey, if you play this game and your community gifts you 5 subs, then we'll also pay you in gifted subs. But you have to be playing this specific game. We've cut a deal already. We see right through that nonsense. Now, I understand the concept that if a business is going under or there's some sorts of financial challenges, people have to be creative, of course, with the finances. That makes a total bunch of sense. But in a way that impacts streamers directly, which the business model is based on, and then ultimately affects audiences, which the streamer's business model is based on, it just doesn't make any sort of sense. Now, I think revenue is a big issue. Of course, the dollars have to make sense for somebody to be doing it, or they would be doing something else. But the next couple of problems are so massive that they can't go without being spoken on. Now, because you have these revenue issues that content creators are becoming cognizant of course, they're gonna try to find a way to beat the system. And this is where we're introducing the problem with botting.
This is a big deal. Like if viewbotting gets allowed on this platform, like every current metric, like River, all the big data stuff, it all goes off public information. All of that becomes garbage if it's just flooded with fake numbers all the time. So it becomes impossible to track, like for anything. Everything loses value when you can't, there's no, yeah, it's gonna be ridiculous if that actually does not, if nothing gets done about it. Yeah, you could kill the platform for advertising. You could kill the platform completely if advertisers pull out. I'm gonna bring up something here though, because you know I was just saying there, I was like, I'm frustrated Dan isn't saying anything. I'm mad at him for not addressing it. But then that led me to think, what if he can't say anything about it? Because what if Twitch can't do anything about it? What if Twitch doesn't have effective tools for identifying and stopping viewbots?
The CEO of Night Media, one of social media.
So I'm pretty sure you guys have your thoughts on the view bots. It's in a lot of platforms. And the problem with Twitch is that it's a lot tougher for like the streamer to report it, saying that it's not them who's viewed it botting themselves. So they're more likely to get in trouble compared to like other platforms because a lot of people on Twitch will try to, you know, view bot someone just to get them banned. So especially if so but I'm pretty sure they're aware of the view botting on Twitch because it kind of helps them get more traction and it helps lift some people up. So I think they're kind of actually okay with it. So, what are your thoughts on that? They just can't say they're okay. I'll be willing to believe it if not every company being dishonest over anything, how predatory they are towards the consumer.
So viewbotting a channel is like kind of problematic. But yeah, like from the user side, if from the streamer side who is streaming or telecasting within their channel, what can they do is actually like make their stream you know, not discoverable or private. So those who are already watching, they can watch, but the new ones who are like, you know, the new ones most likely bots, they will be blocked from coming in for that time period. And once that, you know, wave calms down, now you could like switch it back to the regular mode. I don't know whether the Kick has that functionality or not. I never tested it out, but usually that is the functionality we give to the live streaming channels.
On Kick, it really doesn't matter because you just have to report it to the staff, and it's like you're not gonna get in trouble because you already reported it to the staff. So on Twitch, it's different because you can't really be like to staff right away. Hey, I'm being view botted. Hey, I'm being attacked or something like that. Like they're not gonna respond right away. On Kick, the response time is, and even if they're not gonna do anything about it, they're just gonna like, okay, we'll take care of it. You let them know, so it's not gonna have a negative impact as far as I'm aware. It's not gonna be as problematic compared to on Twitch.
Yeah, that is feasible in Kick because Kick is not that huge now, like Twitch. So uh, Kick can do your customer support service for you because there are not many streamers in Kick to begin with. It's a new platform. But when we talk about like Twitch, which is like having a huge amount of people in there, none like no matter how many support people you get, technical support people you get, nobody will be able to manage all that chaos in all those people.
It's not even. It's not like even if it's not immediate. It's like you really have to go out of your way to get support on. Yeah, you got it in the past, but like nowadays, it's just like, oh, make a call out post, and then maybe you'll get help from Twitch. It's like that's literally how it be working nowadays. It's just like, are you serious? So, because they're gonna be super vague in the emails, because they're corporate, so they gotta be vague, and they're not gonna really use the actual person. So then you have to make a call out post, and they're like, oh yes, our bad. Let's fix that. So.
India's biggest marketing agencies slash do-it-all agencies came out and wrote an article specifically about view botting. If you haven't already, I suggest that you read it. It's a very short article, but some of the highlights are that bots are finding ways to be undetected.
Yeah, that's true. We didn't even consider trying to contact Twitch. Easily did ourselves. Someone I mod for got bot rated 3,000 bot raids. We removed via a site that makes it easy to manage removal. Yeah, but it's like it's unfortunate that you have to take it upon yourself instead of the the actual site doing it for you. And I understand like Twitch is a big platform, so they can't. It's same like with YouTube, but it's just like, yeah, we gotta do it ourselves. It's like, well then, uh, you guys are giving a big cut to Twitch, and they're not even really being there for the viewer or the consumer or the streamer. So, yeah, every platform can be botted. It's not really Twitch. Yeah, exactly. But it's more so how they handle it. It's more so the issue. So.
Twitch doesn't enforce because more views look better.
Yeah, this is 100% accurate. Twitch doesn't enforce because more views look better for advertising. That's true. Claims he didn't. Claims he did his own botting research and found that $180 a week can get you 150 concurrent viewers. That's insane. No downside to botting.
There is also an issue. It's like they blew up the data center, which was around the Iran region, and so like, like that actually affected the business of Twitch as well. So, yeah, like, yeah, war makes things a bit chaotic in all aspects, whether it's business, whether it's streaming, whether it's education.
Yeah, better. I would appreciate that. Do you need mod to do that, or can you do it? Anywho, if you're not botting, you're at a disadvantage because everyone else is. This part, has me very intrigued because of the whole everyone getting upset about the lurkers not counting, and then when they look at the that one thing where you can see how many people are actually in your chat versus what Twitch is detecting. I'm kind of curious if how is botting going undetected? Like you could bot yourself, but a lurker's not being detected. That part's very interesting to me. So, like, how does that even work? So,
These days, bots are more smarter, right? They run with the power of LLMs, large language models, and like they behave more humanly than the real lurkers who are actually humans themselves. So, like, it is difficult to like check it with those regular traditional systems which Twitch is running on. So, yeah.
mm,
for advertisers. Also claims he did his own botting research and found that $180 a week can get you a 750 concurrent viewers. He also found that there's no issue in botting if you are a top 500 streamer, and then closes it out by saying if you're not botting, you're actually at a disadvantage. People don't realize how big of a deal this is. This is basically the equivalent of the biggest music executive or the biggest media executive on the movie and film side came out and said, yeah guys, everybody's botting, everybody's faking numbers. If you're not doing it, you're actually losing. Now he does put out some sort of clarification saying that the top content creators don't do this because they don't need to, because they've built a real audience, but it's less about that and more about the precedent being set and basically the understanding that all of this is fake. All these platforms are built off of boosted and inflated numbers, fake viewers. At least on YouTube, I can say that my audience is real. I know everybody here is unemployed and they're watching this right now with one hand down their pants and the other hand on their popcorn with the phone propped up on their stomach. But that means that I have a real viewership, a real audience, a real fan base, not one that's artificially inflated by bots or clippers that are made to people look good, bad, or fake famous. It's gotten so bad that even the platforms themselves, whether it be Twitch or Kick, have acknowledged the fact that they can't get rid of this. It's something that's just here to stay.
Is Kick still banning 100 streamers a week from abusing KPP? So I think a while back we just mentioned that.
So we actually we've thus far removed, I'd say probably about 1,500 people from KPP for botting and abusing it. You know, the reality is on the back of those bans, we did see like a big drop off in people like trying to abuse the system.
this is so funny. If you really look at some people's chat, you could you can go and be like, it's crazy because people who don't do it, but on Kick, here's the problem with Kick. Because it's a mostly streamer platform, other streamers will attack you. So the only thing you can do is report it, right? But because Kick is not fast at like removing it or being able to detect it, it will affect you. And like actual viewers, since they don't understand what's going on, they're gonna think you're doing it, right? And when they're like, oh yes, we'll detect it, they really don't detect it, because when you tell them, oh, here's the proof of someone else doing it, because I saw someone try to give examples like, listen, they won't do anything. Here's an example. They're like, this person's known for doing it. They went through all the steps, showed all the proof. They're like, we'll take a look. Nothing happened to that person. So it's like, because at the end of the day, it makes them look better. It makes them look better because it makes them look like the platform's growing. Basically, it filled with lies. Twitch is a great platform for streaming, but the issue is lies and dishonesty accumulate over time. It's breaking point for people who stream because they don't want to pay to remove ads. It's like, for example, like on Twitch, the streamer, like a lot of them aren't at XQC at Pokemain's level, you know. Even having 100 viewers, I know someone who has like 100 viewers, 300 viewers. They're like, I really don't make that much. Like, ads help me, but I really don't make that much money. I'll be lucky if I make 1,200 a month from streaming. So it's like it's and a lot of it comes from half ads and half from subs. So those are, I guess, those from that person, those are legit viewers. Now if they were botting, you know, and they're up to 1,000, who knows? Thank you, for the 66 host. We're talking about everything going on with Twitch. So
you know, we're going to
yeah.
continue that initiative. We are still removing probably about 10 to 20 people a week. Again, we're mainly focusing on the serial abusers. I think, you know, we talk about this very openly, right? You know, I think that's the great thing about Kick Talk. We're very transparent. We're very open. You know, we know that in live streaming, there is a lot of view botting.
I hope you had a good
That's
one,
the
you know.
reality. If we banned every single
Thank you.
person
You have
who
a good
view
one
botted
too,
from
you
the
know.
KPP program, the
Hey,
reality
Murad.
is there wouldn't be many people left. That's the reality. It's the harsh reality. It's not just a problem isolated to Kick. It's a problem with all social media.
At the end of the day, if your foundation is built off of...
And there you have it. If they removed everyone, they would have hardly anyone. So, what do you guys really think about that, though? It's just like, there's a reason they can't remove everyone, even if they're being told on. So, I think there's even someone who got blacklisted, for telling about the view botting, like for someone else. So I was like, that's insane. They do a better job at being honest and open than Twitch. well, Burger, we're on Kick as well, so I am multi-streaming. What we talking about? Oh, what's up, Lambie? We're talking about no one wants to stream on Twitch anymore, and we're seeing what everyone thinks about it. So
bots, then you're not creating a real world, genuine audience. And that's what content creation has been all about. It's about making some sort of real life audience that really truly enjoys you, wants to see you, follow you, grow with you, and then you can become a real creator, which is, in my belief, the biggest problem with Twitch. It's basically sucked the soul out of being a content creator.
And I feel like this reset is very healthy for me, bro. I feel like it's very, 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 very healthy for me. And I really got to see the side of the internet that God wanted to show me, which is like, I wanted to pick up with those who was going through shit, and I also wanted to be vulnerable. But I showed y'all that. I got clowned for it. So now I'm about to get in the lab. Yeah. And prove everybody wrong. And it's like, I'm gonna just keep shutting the fuck up and keep putting out good shit. Yeah. You know, I could go experiencing live stream shit, and I'm like, yo, I know I could get all the people in the room, and then we could just like, I don't fucking know, nigga, like, do shit like this. Like, with me doing clothes, there was parts of my life that I really wanted to show publicly. Yeah. Because people just didn't know. And people need to know. And they need to know. Because they never seen it. They need to know because then they'll understand why I'm moving the way I'm moving. Yeah. Not that I have to explain it to them, no, but it's like... You don't owe them anything. Yeah. But it's like, this is why I am the way I am.
Now, I predict that more streamers are gonna come out and say these different things, but I feel as though this is arguably the biggest problem with streaming, is that it moves too fast. It doesn't allow for anybody to breathe. It cultivates the worst type of audience because we're such reactionary people, get the takes off, go fast. We're at the mercy of a clipping system that is awful, and honestly, it's coming to a point that it's not enjoyable anymore. Kaizenat is referencing the fact that he tried to show a side of himself that, you know, is true to who he is, but ultimately realizing in real time that the audience that he has built that is going to consume his content isn't really for him. They're not there to see his growth. They're not there to see, you know, this new man that he's becoming, but they're just there to see the next dance. They're there to see the next crowd.
do you think that's true, chat, with the Kaisenet thing? Because, I mean, like, what was it? There's the reporting that what was it? $250,000 he's making even while he's not streaming. Like, he took a month off and he got $250,000, like, from people who have their active subs on. Do you think, like, people aren't actually there for Kai, they're really there for his content? Or you think it's a mix of both? Because, I don't know. Like, what do you think about that, Kumar? Is it, like, for, like, let's say his brand, right? What are the consumers supposed to be there for? Because then wouldn't it be too parasocial if they're there for him, like, too much?
Look, you have viewers and you have, ultimately it's just like a performance, right?
Yes.
Just like a performance. So you have your audience, but your audience is your audience, not like you could be friends with your audience. Audience are audience. You're entertaining the audience. Yes, you could like interact with them and like they can be fan of yours, but they can never be like friends of yours.
Okay.
Cash out. They're there to see the next crazy thing that happens, stunt, whatever the case may be. But that's the entire streaming culture. It's all go, go, go. You can't even sit down and take some sort of smoke break.
YouTube or Twitch? I honestly would have no clue.
Be honest.
If you were doing YouTube the same as you were doing Twitch right now, I think it would be a different conversation. But I think because you're starting again, I think if it was even at the same playing field, I low-key think YouTube might be better.
Yeah, because, nigga, it's times where, bro, I stepped outside to smoke some weed, nigga. And while I'm smoking my weed, bro, I'm reading my chat. Where's DG? Where's DG at? Where's DG go? DG, oh, he...
Okay. I'm just kind of curious with some of these people with like, because I know they could probably go to Kick, because that would be a plus for Kick, right? Like to have some of these streamers, and they could still technically, they could also multi-stream, but they'll get less revenue. Because if they're here for the revenue, like my question, are they here for their chat, their audience, or for the revenue? Because if their chat wants to be there for them, they would probably go to Kick, right? And if they want to stay for their chat, they would probably just stream on Twitch. But like, for example, like on Kick, right? They could have, because if they're talking about YouTube, they could have the vertical YouTube stream, and they could have Kick and still get the 100% revenue, right? But they're here solely on Twitch because, like I mentioned, that platform's really big. But so is YouTube, and these people do make content on YouTube, so they have a audience on both platforms. So my question's, why are they so stuck on, on Twitch? Get what I'm saying? Because yes, that's where they grew, but if their audience is with them, wouldn't their audience go with them? Or they could at least try to see if their audience go with them. Like, for example, Asmongold. Twitch be the streaming site has the most. Yes, that is true. But a lot of people would just literally download a platform just because some streamers, like their favorite streamers there. So some viewers just only like a certain platform. Exactly, but that's what I'm saying. They could multi-stream to YouTube, or they could still be on Twitch. What I'm saying, is this for these people? Is it why they're thinking about YouTube? Is it
the comfort of using the platform is also matters, right? So typically, from my personal experience, I see that using Kick is a lot harder and a lot clunky than using Twitch. So yeah, like people, even if they want to like visit the streamer in like that Kick platform, if the mobile interface or even the web interface is like clunky or like buggy, they will not stay there for long.
KyokiStudio has a huge platform, just like Speed. The problem is the way he went about or around doing it. He inserts both improvements, but also goes to his own fan base and proceeds to only make videos instead of streaming occasionally. KyokiStudio hasn't streamed in 4 months, which I believe is ghosting his actual fan base, which is a slap in the face. So, some people go on hiatus. It's actually really normal in the VTubing sphere to go on hiatus, right? But KyokiStudio does make his bread from this, and that's why I was saying it's like I heard he was making just every month he was making $250,000, even when he's not streaming, off of just Twitch itself. I don't know how much that's true, but if that is, it's like, I'm like, he's going through a lot, but I'm curious as to like, maybe like one stream or even an hour stream or even updates, right? Because you're saying that's his core fan base. Or is it just something where he's like kind of paralyzed at this point to want to make a live stream? Because he's making content, so he's at the machine still. And that's why I'm a bit confused by it. because he's still making content. It's not like I don't understand not wanting to make content because I stream myself. And there's times where I'm like, I'm very tired and whatnot. Like, especially when I'm on this partner grind on Kick. It's like, like I'm very exhausted. But at the same time, I'm like, what's motivated me? I think Kai, he's losing motivation for streaming, which I understand. Some people don't want to do streaming all the time. But again, it's his job. So I'm curious about, like, yeah, he has a lot of money, so he can retire anytime. But I'm curious as to, like, the break. I'm curious as, like, I know something's going on with his break, but it's more so how he's going on with the break. Some viewers just only like platforms app. The main questions I'm asking most of the time: what made you stream in the first place, and what did want to cultivate when you stream, and what needs to be asked. But yeah, Kick is going to be clunky since it's working on all the issues. But Twitch was around longer and had time to iron these issues out. Okay.
Might be fucking something. I'm like, damn, bro, I can't even enjoy my weed. I gotta hurry up, put it out, and hurry up and get on the screen. I'm like, fuck. I do this shit on YouTube. I go enjoy my blunt. I can't have no breaks.
Me personally, working on the back end for some content creators, I can also say that there is a lack of thought when it comes to streaming because everything has to be quick, fast, on the go. We can't even really dissect anything. That's part of the reason why you're seeing so many streamers do these most outrageous things is because they're thinking in this moment that exists now, not the moment that'll exist in the next. And I think that deep level of thought and creativity is missing from content creation because everybody feels like they have to keep up with what's going on. I recently sat down with FD Signifier, who sits on the video essayist side of content, somebody who does very, very long, well thought out and in-depth pieces of 2-hour material. And I asked him about his thought process as to why he got into streaming and if he even enjoys the content. I do want to know, how do you feel as streaming compares to video essays as a means to get out your message? Are you enjoying it, or?
I'm not enjoying it overall.
I figured you wouldn't be.
It's just not, like, my back starts hurting after 2 hours. It's just like, literally, once we get to like 90 minutes in, you start seeing a whole lot of this on my streams. I mean, maybe I don't have the right chair. I
don't think there is a right chair. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I think you just gotta have the right age and not have back problems. It's too much stuff happening. I don't know how to manage like weird people in the chat every once in a while. I don't like the nature of reacting, because if it's one thing that made me not like streaming, it's the times I've watched people react to my videos and like completely misunderstand shit, and like next thing you know, I'm in their comment section like, you didn't watch the whole section.
Now, mind you said that about me.
No, I didn't. You didn't. No. Oh, no. You did have an old video. I was like, this.
I was about to say, don't.
You did have. I was talking about the recent one with Tyler Perry.
Yeah.
I think you gave a very fair analysis overall. There wasn't anything that alarmed me about that. But there was an old video you watched. I cannot remember it. Well, I was like, this nigga didn't understand anything I was trying to say. And it's probably because like the nature of streaming, like you don't know I could design my videos for streaming consumption. I've thought about that. But like when you pause the button to talk as a streamer, have you really digested what's being said or done? 7 times out of 10, no.
It's a box to check. It's a box to check.
Exactly. And I prefer that than like people that just watch my videos on stream. Like I also have seen streams where people don't say shit. Every once in a while, like, wow.
He's right.
I can't believe he said that.
He's right. Yeah.
It's like, I hate them too. So I at least give y'all the credit of doing some analysis. So like as a medium, it's not my favorite medium, but I have to put respect on it.
Don't let me also talk about the financial costs when it comes to streaming. When you factor in the fact that you're not building a real audience, these people don't understand you, you can't be as creative as you want to, you can't be as well thought out as you want to, you can't take a smoke break if you want to, and it's also costing more as we go on, I don't see how this is a sustainable means of making content for people. Right now, the streaming balloon is airing out fast. Holes are popping up every single day, and we've only got so many hands to cover it. The sad part about it is the things that streaming doesn't offer, it seems that making these sorts of static videos on YouTube do. Now, my prediction remains that people will still continue to stream. Trust me, it's a fast way to print out a bunch of money, quick, fast, and in a hurry. Like, it's good. But for their more in-depth and thought out pieces of content, whether it be something that needs to be put onto a video or even for thought out streams, I think they're gonna turn to YouTube as a platform. I think that's why you see Drewski's Could Have Been Love be put on YouTube as opposed to being streamed to Twitch. I think that's why Kaisenat is going through this journey in video format as opposed to streaming it, just because it's more.
Okay. Let's say your foundation is streaming fan base, and it's turning to YouTube, but you never informed on stream about what you're gonna do. Turning to so to your fan base, your lack of communication for the core, which came from streaming and proceeding to do on YouTube. It feels like a rebound to which is most core fan base. Speed was someone who made a rebound in both content, showing his improvement by slowly ensuring things versus actually going out on the deep end. I see what you're saying.
Real, authentic, and you get a real audience behind you. So no, I don't think that streaming will end. I just think that it's going to change, and I think that it's going to change for the better. I've been waiting for it.
Okay, that was the video chat. So what do you guys think of the video? It is, yeah, I think it's everything I was mentioning before, and it's just like if you stream, just know that like it's not easy grind, and yeah, you could probably cheat your way up, but like just be aware that like it's like, is it gonna be real audience or what's up? So yeah, that's all I gotta say. With that being said, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Have a good one. Bye.